You know 90 Day Fiancé?
Yeah, I mean, I know 90 Day Fiancé.
What's different here?
I mean, there's nothing really different about it.
So just fully mail-ordered bride.
Well, I guess I did pay a dowry. I met a girl from Brazil. I met a girl from Turkey. So
yeah, I think they want to come here.
That's kind of what my message said.
Oh, what did it say?
Would you like to come move to America with me? It's getting lonely in my apartment with my cat.
No! Download my budgeting app today and take control of your money once and for all. And for a limited time only, sign up for the annual version of Premium and get my cookbook and notebook signed and mailed directly to you. Link in the description and pinned comment below.
Hi, this is Jedediah. I'm 36. I'm from near Colorado Springs, Colorado. And this is Financial Audit.
Thanks for coming over to Austin, man.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
I don't think you're allowed to wear that.
Oh, I for sure am. I mean, I can't believe you'd even say anything like that, you know? Is this a cultural appropriation comment?
I don't know. I just feel like the internet is telling me that
the internet's already telling you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, no.
Well, what are we doing?
So I bought it. They told me to buy it. Oh, they told me to buy it. And yeah, so I think it's okay. I mean, I was requested to buy it for an engagement ceremony. So
whose are you going to?
Mine.
You're buying it for your engagement ceremony?
Yeah.
But you're wearing it out in public.
Well, yeah, because I thought it'd be funny, you know, I
hear that, whatever culture this is?
No, I thought, well,
no, I'm kidding. I don't give a trust
me.
Well, yeah,
I was pretty sure you were going to lead with a cultural appropriation comment, so I called it.
Care.
Called
it's
it.
The internet. The internet. I don't give a anyone does. But okay, so you're engaged.
Yeah.
Or you're getting engaged?
Yeah, just got engaged. Let's see.
Is that the culture of the person you're getting engaged to?
Yeah, it's and then the colors are their native town and tribe. So like each area in the country, each area in the country has like a different colors.
What is it? What country?
Well, it's the country is Cameroon and the region is Bamenda.
Is that like her roots, or is she like there right now?
Yeah, well, both. Yeah, she's in Cameroon still, but she's in the big city, and she's from Bamenda.
2 weeks in a row of like a 90 Day Fiancé African version.
Yeah, I guess talk to Lindsay. You know.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is a double dipper. What are we doing? I mean, okay. What did you even find her on?
Okay, Cupid.
Were you like in Africa on the maps?
No. Okay, so they had passport mode, and so okay, Cupid's like a less popular one. You know, right now Hinge is like the big thing. Then Tinder and Bumble have been around for a while, right? So. I wasn't like, I'd kind of gone through those already. I was just like, what's going on in OkCupid? You know, I haven't heard about that in a while.
Sure.
And then so instantly, you know, I did a few swipes and instantly I was suddenly in Denver, you know, so I was out of the locals, like in, you know, like.
So let's jump to Cameroon.
Well, they have passport mode.
Right. So then there's states surrounding Colorado, but sure.
Yeah. Okay. So then I did passport mode. And so, I was just messaging girls from like kind of everywhere. Not just Cameroon.
It wasn't did you drop your little passport mode in the middle of Africa? Just like,
no, you know, I don't think their passport mode worked like that from what I remember. I mean, I could be totally wrong. I think it was just showing me girls from all sorts of different places.
Has she always lived there?
Yeah, she's always lived there. So like I met a girl from Brazil, I met a girl from Turkey, I met a girl from Nigeria.
So you know you would be on TLC, right?
Well, no.
What's different here?
What do you mean? Why would I be on TLC?
What's different here than the traditional 90 Day Fiancé story? Do you know 90 Day Fiancé?
Yeah, I mean, I know 90 Day Fiancé.
What's different here?
What do you mean what's different about it?
What's different about your situation than 90 Day Fiancé?
I mean, there's nothing really different about it.
So just fully mail-ordered bride.
Well, it's not, well, I guess I did pay a dowry, but yeah.
We talked about that one too.
But yeah, no. So okay,
it's like the just like a white dude like pays the family tribe some money and then they get to marry their daughter, bring them over.
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how the dowry works.
But yeah, so yeah, I was messaging different girls there, and so I wrote a message, and I kind of had like a pretty much 100% response rate from it. So
Yeah, I think they want to come here.
yeah, that's kind of what my message said too. It was like,
Oh, what did it say?
it was like, let me see.
What did it say, guys?
It said like, hey, like, nice to meet you. Would you like to come move to America with me? Like,
Opening message?
like, yeah, like, let's see. Would you like to move to America with me? It's getting lonely in my apartment with my cat.
Oh, no.
With just me and my cat.
No. Oh, no.
But hey, look, like, I think it was the right thing to say because, like I said,
I guess you were being honest.
well, yeah, I got a 100% response rate. Like when you
And they all said yes?
yeah, well, it started a conversation.
How'd you select the Nigerian princess versus
She's
the rest?
Cameroonian.
Oh, yeah, Cameroonian. I think the other one was Nigeria. How do how'd you select this one versus the Brazil, the Russia, this?
Well, she was the one like I got along with the best, and I thought she was very beautiful, obviously. But so it actually.
Have you met?
Oh yeah, we have now. Yeah, that's why I got all the clothes.
You went there?
Yeah,
So you
I
only
went
met
there.
once?
Well,
So it was like the before the 90 days series?
yeah, basically. Well, to start the process, you have to meet in person once. So like you're not allowed to do the immigration forms until you've met in person. So like we had to meet in person. Like we've been talking for 2 years.
2 years, no meeting.
Yeah, well, it was
How long
hard.
were you in Cameroon?
Oh, 2 weeks.
2 weeks
Maximum
in your-
vacation time. Yeah.
2 weeks and we're closing it down. We're giving money to the village.
Well, yeah, but I've been talking to her for 2 years, and like we kind of decided like so. There's like more backstory. It's because I dated the Brazilian girl first because she was able to come to the U.S. Like because Brazil's like on the approved countries list, right? So they can just get a travel visa and come over. So she came over, and she,
Wait, who did? Brazil?
A Brazilian.
So one other prospect came. One other 90-day fiancé prospect came?
Yeah, another 90-day prospect came. So that went like good and bad, but mostly probably bad in the end. I guess we just didn't get along.
Do you have something for someone that like a international kink or something? Like, is there? It's not a bad thing. I'm not. But the fact that the only people you were talking to was international was like, did you have a hard time dating nationally?
Well, sort of, right? Like that's what I was saying. Like when I'd go on like Tinder and like
Yeah, but you could have got someone in Florida.
right. Well, yeah. Well, I guess the quality was higher. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
So accent. Ding ding ding.
Well, no, it was just like they're nicer, prettier, like smarter. Like.
But
yeah,
are
so,
you not afraid that? Wait, why did the Brazilian one not work out? Sorry, we will get to the finances. This is very interesting.
Because
And
she's a fiery Brazilian, and she,
you guys fought?
Yeah, a little bit, and like
What'd you fight over?
well, just all sorts of stuff, honestly. But like, so she would drink a lot, like a little bit finances because so she was here and she was staying with me and. I'd be like, hey, she was like, I would let her borrow my car, right? And then so she would like need to get gas. And I was like, oh, hey, just come with me to Costco. I need to get gas too. And she'd like get really mad like that we couldn't just go to this other slightly closer gas station. And then, I'd be like, oh, hey, maybe you shouldn't like spend so much of your money like on beer. Like, like your percentage of money you're spending on beer is like pretty high. So like, she got kind of mad about that. And then there's just like all sorts of stuff like the air conditioning. How
much did you pay to the tribe?
$1,000.
1,000?
Yeah. I mean, pretty decent price.
Basically, you bought her for $1,000.
I mean, it's like,
Well, I don't know if I want to use that language for that continent, but
yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's the dowry. It's the tradition. If you look up Cameroon bride price, it's like a thing. And like actually on 90 Day, and on 90 Day Fiancé, right? Like they had a Cameroonian on there, but it was a guy. So then...
Did you watch that show as a tutorial?
Yeah, actually, when I was going over there, because it was a guy from Cameroon, so I just wanted to see what was going on. But yeah, so then the American girl like had to be bought. And then her parents were just like, what? You're buying our daughter? Yeah, so... Definitely a thing.
How does it feel? And I know that
Feels
again,
great. Feels
this
great.
apparently, like this is a big part of the finances. This international thing, bringing her over. So like I get it. This is the big part of the financial audit, and we're talking about it right now. But what's your thoughts on the fact that all those women, including the one that will be coming and the one that has come, literally agree to that first message about just using you to come to the United States.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say that. It was more like...
Your opening message was, do you want to come to the United States?
Yeah. Well, because that's like the ultimate goal.
They don't know you.
That's like the ultimate goal.
But they don't know you. The only thing they knew was this is a way to come to the United States.
Yeah. So, okay, the Brazilian was able to come, right? So she was already...
Yes.
So she was already like looking to come. And then she didn't actually come for like, I guess like 2 or 3 months after we started talking. So it wasn't like, hey, come here, and then they
No, I get it, but they're using you as the ticket to get here. How does this feel? Like, you don't, what happens after 5 years?
The alternative is me go there, and did I want to go live in Brazil or did I want to go live in Cameroon? No, probably not. So
what happens after like 5 years of marriage and they can kind of, less consequences, kind of cut that ties?
I mean, like I said, we get along. Like, you know, like I've had a like.
But what if her mission is just to get here? That was your opening message. I'm not saying it 100%, but that was your opening message.
Yeah, I mean, that's
so
fair.
that's the first thing they knew. The first thing that started the conversation was, this is their way to the United States.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like that's a really negative way to look at it.
But that was your opening message.
No, hey, it's fair.
You
like,
didn't bring it up once they knew you.
Yeah, but the whole time, like people told me, like, oh, when you go over there, like, you know, are you sure you've talked to her? Like, are you sure she's not catfishing you? Are you sure you're not going to get kidnapped?
I'm glad she's not at least catfishing.
You know, like there's like this huge like list of things that everyone told me to like worry about. Like, oh, you're not going to get along. It's going to be different when you meet in person. But like we'd been talking for 2 years and we've been doing like video calls like pretty much forever.
I get that. That's not
like,
what I'm saying.
No, we genuinely get along and like we smile when we talk to each other.
Okay.
I mean, look, like
I smile with my friends when I talk to them.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, that's
and coworkers and you. That doesn't mean we're fucking getting married. For love, me and you.
I don't think it's a high concern right now. I think the probability is like relatively low. That can happen with people even that live next door to you.
No, of course.
So like,
but your probability is higher.
I mean, is it though?
When you
do we have
only
stats
talk
on
to
that?
the people that when you only talk to the people that responded yes to wanting to come to the United States from your opening message, I would suggest so. I haven't even asked what your job is. What do you do for a living?
So I do software engineering.
Oh, okay. Cool. So you make some money. What are you making?
Well, so I guess all income sources right now, after taxes, after medical bills and all that. Not medical bills, but insurance.
Yeah, sure. What hits in that? Sure.
Yeah, okay. 10,000
a month?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely killer. I know some foreign-born princesses would love that. That is great.
Yeah. So, but when I met her, I didn't make anywhere near that much money.
What'd you make?
It was probably more like 3,500
a month.
Yeah,
3,500 a month. Well, that's probably about like 3,000 more a month than their annual GDP per capita.
Yeah. She doesn't make a whole lot of money.
What does she do? Is she gonna
she
come
does
here
like
and mooch?
she does eyelashes and she does like hair stuff.
Right.
What, eyelashes is pretty lucrative here. It's just not there as much.
Yeah, but
people pay like
will
100.
She do it legally here?
Yeah, once we get her a green card.
Cool. And what happens after 3 years of marriage and she has a green card? Because you pretty much got to be married like 3 years with the green card.
Yeah.
And then they can get divorced and then they can just be on a green
you
card.
can always, like, anyone you get married to can divorce you. I mean,
it's
like,
the intention.
I mean, that's probably why you're not married, is because you're worried about that. I mean, I was too.
No, that's not what...
And to be fair, I was too. You know, like, I was worried about like that. But then
I just specifically know this one guy here in Austin, Texas. I don't know him personally. I actually know the girl. But they got married. She was from, she's, I think, China or Taiwan. Well, just over there. And she got married, got the green card, 2 to 3 years after marriage. Done. Out. And now she's just trotting around with a green card.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. But like I said, you know, I I'll have to judge her character, right? And so
sure.
I judge that.
Well, $10,000 a month is great. Why the fuck are you so f***ed? It's just you and your cat, as you admitted. How could things be so bad? It's not like you brought on someone, incorporated maid family and all this stuff.
I didn't think it was that bad. It was mostly just like the trip and some medical expenses. And those medical expenses, you know, honestly, that's one of the reasons that
Medical expenses. I don't know. I see a ton of purchases on this first credit card alone that has a high debt. I don't think this is just medical. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, I don't see one medical expense here. How much did you put on credit cards medical expense?
About $4,000.
Okay, well, that's not even a fourth of your high interest debt. So I don't think that's the reason we're in this mess.
Well, yeah, I mean, the trip and the medical expenses combined is about 13.
What trip?
The trip to go get engaged.
But there's so much spending on these credit cards right now, dude. You literally you spent $2,216 more than you brought in this month.
Well, yeah. Well, because it's like a lot.
When did you go to Cameroon?
That was a lot of emergency fund spending.
Why?
Medical expenses and car expenses.
Well, what? Are you dying every month? What's happening? Does she know that we're dying?
No, it happened in January, and then the bills didn't come due until...
What happened?
I'm not... Actually, they told me not to say, so we don't get banned on YouTube. Apparently, we can't mention specific...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's just like
okay, and when did you go to Cameroon?
2 months later. Like, a month and a half after the medical.
So March?
Yeah, March.
Okay, that does not. We're not looking at March's statements. Probably looking at like April's. Yeah, we're looking at April, so that doesn't fucking matter.
I mean, you're looking at March's. I mean, I don't like.
I see April. April.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the April statement has March's payments usually, right? Like March's.
April's minimum monthly payment, maybe, but these are purchases being made in April.
Okay, I mean, I sent you the statements April 15th, so like April wasn't even over yet. So I mean,
wasn't over, but I am seeing some April in your spending in the last statements versus income. I sent you some
screenshots too of the more recent cards. So there's
either way, it's $2,000 more than you owed.
Yeah, but like I said, a lot of it's emergency fund spending. Like, you know, when you have to do a car repair, when you have to do a medical expense.
Okay. I had one large medical bill, but that still pushes you directly to the edge.
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, I said I'm not going on a trip to Cameroon every month. I'm not getting engaged every month. Like the trip cost me like eight grand or something.
I don't think the trip was on the statement, buddy. Okay, so in general, what is going on? Because even if it was just that spending, let's just say, if it was 1 month, 2 months of bad spending, I wouldn't have this much paperwork.
I mean,
what is going on? Because you're making too much right now to be this.
I think we'll just have to dive into it. Like, I think you're.
But I want to see self-assess why you think it's. Well, I guess we did. You think it was medical and travel, but this wouldn't all be existing just for that.
Well, and I mean,
that explains a month.
Yeah, and I mean, it's mostly, I mean, that's mostly when the problem, because I wasn't making this income for that long of a time.
Well, how long have you been making this job?
Essentially since, you know, well, I mean,
and why did you use an emergency fund to go to Cameroon anyway? That's not an emergency.
Well, it kind of is.
No.
Well, okay, so like what?
What? How? In what world is that an emergency?
Because we can't get married and we can't be together until I went there.
Why didn't you save up for it?
I did. That's what an emergency fund is.
No, an emergency fund is for emergencies. And then a trip can be saved up for as a trip fund.
Okay, so this is how I looked at it. It's like, look, if the longer I delay it, right? Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have to. You make money, though. You could have budgeted in a trip. I assume Cameroon isn't the most expensive trip in the world.
I mean, it was pretty expensive.
What?
Like I said, it cost about $8,000 all told to do like the like I had to pay the dowry.
Oh well, that, but it's not the trip. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yes, you had to pay your tax to purchase a wife. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, and then I got an engagement ring.
No, for f***'s sake. Okay, was that included in the $8,000?
Probably.
Okay, maybe we didn't need that part. Just
I mean, I don't know. It probably was. Yeah, I'm including it in the $8,000. Yeah,
okay,
for sure. And then
at least you're bringing the diamonds back to their origin. Look. Private student loans can make it feel like you're one missed payment away from selling your grandma's heirlooms. I miss you, Grandma. Y-Refi says, chill out! No more sacrificing the family jewels! They don't reduce you to a credit score number. They just want to see if you're actually planning on paying. By the way, they're providing interest rates under 6%, which is practically a unicorn in the student loan jungle. I mean, some lenders want to charge you so much, you'd swear they were putting your firstborn on layaway. So if you're tired of monthly payments so high that you can't afford a single sweet treat, Y-Refi's gotcha. They'll arrange your repayment plan, ease the monthly hit, and even let your poor cosigner off the hook. Mom or Dad, they can finally breathe. Oh, and if you think you'll just get stuck on a call center wait list, guess what? 4.6 stars on Google says Y-Refi actually picks up and treats you like a real human, which is a shocker, right? In finance, that's something as rare as me not slamming a desk every episode. What? So if you're done fantasizing about robbing a bank, don't do that. By the way, but just check out Y-Refi. They're here to help you actually crush these loans without selling your kidneys on the black market. Go to yrefy.com/hammer. That's yrefy.com/hammer. Or call 888-YREFI-78. That's 888-YREFI-78. And see how a real personal approach can help you escape the private loan nightmare. Because, let's be honest, living with crippling debt till you're 90 is not the retirement plan you dreamed of.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, and then I also bought some sort of stuff in advance. So, like, I know she's going to come over. Well, I don't know, but the plan is that it takes
You don't know?
Well, I don't know how long it's going to take.
Okay.
Right. So, like, early side, she gets over here around November. Late side, February of next year. So that's why, like, I didn't want to delay it even more.
What's life going to look like financially when she's here? What does she want? What is happening? Is she going to be like a fucking milker? A lot of the times on those shows, they are, quite needy and they want to do a lot of things. They get a little upset if they don't get like allowances. It's very interesting. And it's also boring if they don't have like any kind of like work permits or anything. It's like, what do they do with their time? So like, what are you going to do?
Well, yeah, definitely. Well, luckily I do work from home, so we can like still, not 100% of the time, but like a lot of the time I work from home. So we can spend some time there. And that's one of the things I bought in advance was try to get like plenty of like entertainment stuff set up so that like, like to get like season tickets and stuff to various things so that...
Do you guys agree on everything? Do you guys disagree on this money?
No one agrees on everything.
Money related here.
Well, she doesn't really have like, I guess
What about her expectations of it though?
Their financial situation over there is a little different.
I know, but what are her American dream expectations? Remember, she responded to the opening message. Do you want to live in America?
Well, yeah, I mean... that's a good question. Like, I guess we'd have to ask her exactly what her expectations.
You don't know. You talked to her for 2 years.
Well, I mean, I've talked to her, but like,
she hasn't expressed things.
Yeah, I mean, well, she said that kind of stuff doesn't matter to her as long as she has like the base, because it's like where she's coming from.
I know where she's coming from, but she wants to be here for a reason.
Yeah.
Why does she want to? Fine. How about this? Why does she want to be here before she knew you?
I've been to where she lives there. It's not very nice.
Why does she want to be here specifically before she knew you? Because she responded to the application to come to the U.S., essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people there want to get out. I think that's like they watch movies and stuff and they see like it's like nicer. Like, I mean, I don't know exactly, but that's kind of like my gist of it. And then, I've seen where she lives, and like, I would just say most Americans wouldn't be willing to live there. Not that it was that bad overall, but like just in general, they probably wouldn't be down for it. And then, like their power cuts out all the time, stuff like that, just like small annoyances. Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, she doesn't even.
So that's not the reason you guys are getting married.
Okay, maybe it is, but like, I think when she comes over here, the main thing that's going to change financially is, I spend a lot of money on food already, not like eating out, but just like on food.
Why?
Well, to get good quality food, man. Like you don't want to get that like gross like CAFO beef. You want to get some nice grass-fed, dry-aged.
I don't know. You had more going out to eat than you had groceries. So
that's
$600 going out to eat.
Okay, that's not true. That's just not true. Like
that is math.
Yeah, but I didn't spend $600 going out to eat. Like maybe you got some of my grocery purchases in there or something. I've only been out to eat 4 times like this year, maybe 5 times. One of them was today.
We had some burgers. What is
Knockabout Burgers. That was like the first time.
That was one. We had
that was $25.
Adding up a sweet treats that we were stopping and getting.
Oh, it's $25 or so.
No, some adding up. We had about $198.63 in sweet treats.
Where?
Go through the statements, buddy.
Okay.
I haven't gone through them. Someone else did.
What are sweet treats?
What's Carter County meat?
Yeah, grass-fed beef.
That's beef. So, okay, you spent more just on grass-fed beef specifically than you need to on groceries in an entire month that you could in a budget-friendly way. With meal prepping.
I could eat less. I mean,
and just meal prepping in general.
Like
you spend more on just grass-fed beef than someone who's trying to budget and live a better life. What are your goals? What are you trying to do other than bring someone over?
Okay, even if I got Costco beef, right? Like I would, that's 30 pounds. That's 30 pounds of ground beef. So even if you bought 30 pounds of ground beef from Costco, I mean, I'd save like, probably like 33% on it or something. Like I pay about $9 something a pound, and I think you can get Costco ground beef, and that's after taxes, 9 something after taxes. So like Costco ground beef after taxes is like maybe 6 something. So I'm saving like $3 a pound. So, but it's the problem.
So look at how much meat are you eating,
dude? Like over a pound a day.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
and then there's more groceries on top of that.
Yeah. I mean, I spend a lot of money.
148 at Trader Joe's and
that's
King
water.
Scoopers,
that's water.
139.
Yeah, King Soopers is groceries. Yeah.
Why? What's your water situation? You're not in Cameroon,
right? I know, but I get. Well, okay, yeah, but that's like 3 months worth of water,
and that's more important than not going further into debt.
Well, I mean,
you don't have filtered water.
I do. I use it for tea and coffee, but like that's like it's like kind of mineral water, so it's like works like it's super hydrating, and it like gives you magnesium and.
But let's just think about life where we are, because this is what you're prioritizing. If that's where life is, fine, you can prioritize it. Obviously, we're going further in debt, so maybe we don't when we're draining our emergency fund, but. What are your goals? What are we trying to do?
Well, okay. So now that I'm getting married and she's going to come over here, I guess like sort of the goal is to want to buy a house. So
okay, now that's a good goal.
So like you're hammering on the debt over here, and like
yes, you have $40,000 or $20,000 in bad debt.
Okay, but I haven't paid any interest.
Substantial.
I haven't paid any interest. So is it bad debt?
Well, debt to income ratio, they'll look at it, and they're on credit cards, which will accrue interest.
But they haven't.
Doesn't matter. They will.
Okay. But
if you don't pay them off and you're not.
Yeah, I'm trying to save up for a house. So, like, that's kind of like.
Save up how much?
Well, you got to get a down payment, right? And so, like, I know you're like into real estate, like you mentioned it all the time. So I'm hoping that, like, that we're on a real estate bubble right now, and when all these foreclosures come up, that like the market looks a little bit better, and maybe that down payment.
It's a big hope.
I mean, but there has been foreclosure insurance for the last like 4 years. And that's
what if that doesn't happen? What if rates drop soon? People are able to refinance onto more affordable things. It's not even
rates. It's like the fact
that it's not even rates. But if people are near that level of foreclosure, if rates do drop, they might be able to refinance into a more affordable situation that allows them to get into something they can afford and not get foreclosure.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Banking on that, something that's happened like a couple times in American history. It's like,
well, right.
Good luck.
A lot of the indicators are like looking like 2008, right? It's looking like 2007 right now. I mean, okay, but like, okay, I really want to get a house because, like she's coming over.
Yes, I get that.
And then, I was trying to start like doing some chicken farming, and so I.
Software engineer or farm? I don't know.
Well, okay, so eggs are super expensive, right? And typically they're like, not okay.
You make a lot of money.
They're tortured eggs, okay.
Yeah, but you're able to get grass-fed beef. You can get better eggs.
Yeah, but they're like ridiculously expensive.
But you make
if you're giving
money.
me a hard time about the grass-fed beef, like how do you feel about paying like $1 an egg?
It's less about that. It's more that it's less about that. It's more that you're going into an entire house purchase just for this. If it was you're able to do that in your current situation, like I don't care.
Well, yeah. I mean, I did try to have the chicken live at the apartment, but then it got evicted.
It got evicted?
Yeah.
What is a chicken getting evicted?
Okay, so I guess like there's this girl I was kind of dating, and
was she American this time?
Yeah, she was Native American, but so yeah, I mean it wasn't like we had dated before, and then so I guess like I felt kind of hopeless because I was on unemployment at the time, and like so I didn't think I could do this whole Cameroon thing, even though that's like what I really wanted to do. But
wait, you wanted to do this while you were dating the other one?
Well, okay. What I'm saying is I've been wanting to do the Cameroon thing for like 2 years.
Yeah, but
it just hasn't been.
But you were dating this Native American girl while this was happening.
Well, we weren't really talking so much.
Does Miss Cameroon know this?
Yeah, she does.
She's okay with it?
Yeah, I mean, she dated some people.
So you just needed some local company as you were waiting for the big migration.
Sort of. But
okay.
Yeah, but it was more like we were more friends than we were like it's serious.
Oh, they're saying the Brazilian was also an overlap.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Brazilian too. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because we were just talking. Well, there's like anyway.
Go on. Chicken eviction.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I guess she got kind of mad because like I said, it was more like a friend thing. Like for me at that point, like we weren't really like hooking up a whole lot, and then so she was like kind of mad about that. And
you weren't fucked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, probably because I had my heart in other places, but yeah. So anyway.
Hey, Pookie. Our Memorial Day sale is happening right now, and it's your shot to grab some of the tools you need to own your financial future. Yeah! And for 10 short days, May 23rd through midnight on June 2nd, every single one of our classes is discounted. Pick any individual course and slash 20% off, just $157 each. Or you could go all in with the complete Master Your Money bundle and save $237 at 30% off. So you can secure the core 4 courses at a massive discount. And inside, you'll find step-by-step lessons on budgeting, crushing debt, and beginner to advanced investing. Everything you need to start making smarter money moves today. And this deal disappears the moment the clock hits midnight on June 2nd. Click the link in the description below. Lock in those Memorial Day savings before they're gone. Take control of your financial future today. See you in the classes.
So she was kind of mad about that. And then so leftover from the Brazilian girl, I had these lingeries, and so they were just in my closet. And then, I guess she went into my closet for some reason, not even my closet. It was the closet in my office. So she goes in there and she sees them, and then she just freaks out, and I'm like, well, they're not, it's kind of not, it's
a long story to get to a chicken leaving.
Well, yeah. Okay. I'm getting there. So anyway, she finds the lingerie and then, gets really mad and starts throwing stuff away. And then I got kind of mad at her for doing that. And then we kind of broke up. And then right after we broke up, I don't know, 3 days later, the chicken police came to my house. And
the fuck is the chicken police?
I mean, this is the chicken police. I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell you. They just knocked on the door and they said, we need it's kind of
was it an indoor chicken?
Well, it lived on the balcony. So I made a balcony.
I'm not sure. Neighbors loved that.
Well, okay. Right. Okay. But if it was
the chicken like that, I thought you were all about moral space and for the chicken to roam.
Well, it's a lot more space than if even those even the open pasture chickens, they put them okay.
Yeah, but it's still a balcony though versus a yard.
Yeah, I took it for walks.
Uh-huh.
You take your dog for walks? Are you torturing your dog by letting it live inside?
No, but I don't keep it on a balcony.
So the chicken police come and they're like, oh, this is a safe, habitable, it's warm area. You have a heater for the chicken. It's a safe environment. It's a happy chicken. And then, 3 days later, then the apartment complex sent me a letter.
Fair enough.
And they were like, hey, this chicken violates our pet policy.
Yeah.
You have 24 hours to get rid of it. So then I had to find a different home for the chicken. And so I fostered it at a friend's house. And then, so maybe one of the eating out things you have down for me is like a kombucha subscription I have.
No.
So
that's probably in the subscriptions though.
In the kombucha network, there was someone that I was able to
in the kombucha network. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think are in the world of finances? 0 to 10, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best.
I mean, I'm probably 4. Probably 4.
We'll see.
I feel like that's...
I highly doubt it if you're on the show, I'll be honest, but things have surprised me before. If you want to see where you stand in the world of finances, take the assessment. Go to calebhammer.com. You can also go to calebhammer.com/apply if you want to be on the show. And don't forget, if you don't want to end up like a guest on the show, make sure you're downloading my budgeting app. And if you sign up for the annual version, I'll send you our budget-friendly cookbook, which can't be purchased anywhere. I'll sign it, and I'll send it directly to you. All right, guy.
Well, so do you want to know the chicken's name?
Okay.
It's Harriet Potter, the chick that lived, because I tried to hatch a bunch of chickens and only one survived.
Stop! You have a Chase Freedom card. I love the Chase Freedom card. It's a classic.
Is this the OG Freedom? Or
I don't fucking know, dude. You tell me.
Okay, I mean, I have
Giggly.
3 Chase.
The man has found love. He is giggly.
I have 3.
6,500.
Okay, that's the unlimited. Yeah.
$85.77 with a minimum monthly payment of, I can't tell.
Yeah, I don't know. Never made a minimum monthly payment.
What is the minimum monthly payment?
Honestly, I don't know. It's usually probably like $40.
Okay, $40 minimum monthly payment. And on here, pending Land's End, we're PayPal. Oh, educationalaccess.com. That one's blacked out. Carid.com.
It's car
oh my
parts.
gosh. Summit, Rock
Car parts.
Auto.
Car parts.
What the fuck is going on with your car? What are you doing?
So that was oil filters, wiper blades, air filters.
You had to do it all at once?
Yeah, just
in a month you couldn't afford it?
But it's got like introductory interest, so it's like it doesn't have to be paid right away.
Yeah, but it's still spending that could have gone towards other things, like not draining our emergency fund and cash flowing our trip to Cameroon.
Right, but I'm gonna need all that stuff anyway. Like
I know, but you didn't have to do it that time.
Well,
we could have cash flow.
They had a PayPal promotion.
When does the interest free period end?
Like in a few weeks. Yeah, but I'm getting paid.
You're getting paid. You also have fucking bills.
Yeah, that's what I...
Yeah, good luck. Okay, Birkin Brands.
Oh, that's coffee.
Oh, it's okay. That's not what I was thinking.
Well, it's like coffee beans.
Parts Geek. Blacked out. HBO Max. Is that HBO Max? Or is that...
Yeah, it's $3. So
okay.
Pretty good deal.
Burke Brands. Mountain Star. Knockout Burgers. Denver's Art Complex. Land's End. Is Land's End also?
No, that's closed. Like I bought them in like November, but the like product wasn't available. So like
in likely miscellaneous bullshit, and we'll go through everything. We're seeing about almost $1,000 of purchases in miscellaneous bullshit.
I mean, you're calling necessary car parts
Denver
miscellaneous
Arts
bullshit.
Complex, Bomba Socks, Land's End, Denver Center, Colorado Symphony, event tickets, chamber orchestra, Alibaba, and Staples. That added up to about $1,000.
Yeah. Those were the season tickets I was mentioning.
Yeah, that's all miscellaneous bullshit.
Yeah, that's fair.
That is not car parts. That is $1,000.
That's fair.
That is pay off debt before interest accrues. That is fucking giving to the village. That's $1,000 goes a long way.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like I said, this is when they're doing the season tickets, so I figured it was better to get them now.
Yeah, but you spent it in a month where you spent $2,500 more than you made.
Yeah, but...
And interest accrues in a couple of weeks. Okay, we have another Freedom card.
Yeah, that one shouldn't have anything on it, though.
I used to think life insurance was one of those someday things. Like, I'll get to it someday after I organize my receipts, fix my car, figure out what my HSA actually does. And then I realized waiting doesn't protect your family, which is the literal reason for life insurance. Fabric by Gerber Life makes it ridiculously easy to stop putting it off and get term life insurance right now. It's a simple, proactive way for parents to help protect their families so they can have more financial security in case something happens. This isn't some old school binder in the attic kind of term life insurance. It's built for busy people like you, especially parents. You can apply online on your own schedule and potentially get covered in under 10 minutes. And you might not even need a health exam. Even if you've got life insurance through work, it might not be enough for what your family actually needs to get by if you're not around. And heads up, it probably doesn't follow you if you switch jobs. Fabric stays with you because the policy's yours. Fabric has flexible plans that fit your family and your budget, and it's affordable. Like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. Affordable. And that's peace of mind. And a budget win. It's backed by Gerber Life, trusted by families for over 150 years, and they've got over 1,900 5-star reviews on Trustpilot. And Fabric isn't just term life insurance. You get access to free digital wills, investment tools for your kids' future, and a dashboard that fits in your pocket. It literally could not be easier. So join the thousands of parents who've already done this with Fabric. Protect your family's financial future today. Apply right now in just minutes at meetfabric.com/Caleb. That is meetfabric.com/Caleb, meetfabric.com/Caleb. Let's get back to the episode. If you want to earn up to $5,000 every single year just for holding your investments, keep listening. This one's wild. Today's sponsor, Silo, is flipping the entire brokerage industry on its head. And all the big guys are out there dangling lame one-time deposit bonuses. Silo said, yeah, we can do better. Then so they did by becoming the world's first cashback investing platform. If you deposit using my link, Silo will boost your balance by 1% every single year for life. And that's not a typo. Every year forever. I'm a cashback member myself. I've got $100,000 in the S&P 500 ETF VOO with Silo, and I'm earning $1,000 in bonus cashback every year on top of the market's 9% growth. Normally, that just grows to $3.2 million by retirement, but the compounding bonuses, we're talking 3.8. That's $600,000 extra dollars just parked in my investments in the same fund with Silo. And all this, it just starts at $10 a month. And I already took advantage of it. And if you're investing long term, you honestly should too. If you want to earn up to $5,000 every single year, don't wait. Use my link, silomarkets.com/Caleb, to start earning bonuses for life. Let's get back to the video. Well, it does. $3,960.96. With a minimum monthly payment of $108. How long does this take to pay off if you're not purchasing, which, by the way, you did, $267.64. How long does this take to pay off only minimum monthly payments? Which is what you did last month, by the way.
Right, because it's an interest-free period, so there's no reason.
Yes, but how long does it take to pay off?
I mean,
well, there is a reason to pay more towards it. The amount that is necessary without purchasing that pays it off before the interest accrues.
But wouldn't it make more sense to put that in my high-yield savings account and earn interest on the money?
I guess you're finessing a couple dollars there, and you're on this show where you, like many other people.
I mean, you're right.
Look what you've done. Like a couple dollars versus a mistake of losing, like $50 in interest like that in 1 month.
Yeah, that's fair. But that's why I'm doing it. It's like I'm waiting.
I get it, but the finessing people have. There are so many people that have come on the show that try to finesse, and I don't want you to end up like that. You were so close. How long does it take to pay off?
I have
minimums only.
No idea.
What do you think? What do you think?
Well, 108 times, so probably like 4 years.
14 years.
14. There you go.
This interest will kick in.
Well, see, that minimum monthly payment's a little skewed. It's not actually 108. That's because, there was like a problem with my automatic payment, and
what?
Because I'm Chase, it's a complicated story, but like the point is it's coming out of my savings account to automatically pay it. But then when Chase runs that, they run it as a checking account and then it gets denied. So then I end up having to do a manual payment for the Chase cards. So like that, it's like a $29 minimum monthly payment plus like a fee.
I'll put $29
for being late. That's why it's so long.
There is a late fee. 14 years is going to take a lot longer when it goes with that. And I get it. It was a situation outside of your control. But this is what happens. We try to finesse. We get complicated. We spread all our shit too far. Then all of a sudden, we're not in control of this account. We lose our ability to fully manage things. Late fee hits. And this is the Denver Art Complex. King Scoopers. Max. Yeah. The balance for this interest rate would have ended a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it did, but then the payment's not due for a month after that.
Ooh, sketchy world, man. That's just putting yourself in a scary situation. Like you have a wife coming.
Well, that's how like a normal credit card payment works, right?
I know, but you're pushing yourself to the edge. And you always have, like, what if a medical thing comes up and you can't just pay it off? I don't even think you can just pay it off with the way you do it, with the way you live life. But, I mean, the fact is, what if something else does pop up? You don't take that into account. Now you've drained your emergency fund to go to Cameroon.
I guess if there was a serious, like, medical bill, but, like, my out-of-pocket maximum is, like, only $8,000, and I paid, like, $4,000. So, like, at, like, absolute maximum, I could pay maybe $4,000 more.
There's so many more emergencies. A car breaks down.
It did break down.
Well, there you go.
That's why I was buying car parts.
Or there's so many. That's why they're an emergency, because they're unpredictable.
Yeah.
And you put yourself in a risky situation with leading this entire huge balance that's about to hit interest rate, the 6,585, about to hit interest rate. You're okay with that?
I mean,
especially with a wife coming, it's just, and you want to get a house.
Right. Well,
you'd get a house without an emergency fund, and then all of a sudden a big expense would happen, and you wouldn't be able to cover it.
Yeah, well, see, that is kind of a worry. That's like why I feel like it's safe. That's why don't have a house, and like why I'm renting is because like, you know, the loss of freedom, and then the loss, you know, just like you're just, you know, what happens if you have to do repairs? Insurance rates are going up, you know, that kind of thing. So it's just kind of like it seems scary to do a house. But I mean,
do you want to then?
I do. Yeah, I do. Because like I said, you know, I want to like have like the chickens and the goats and the sheeps and like, you know, just be able to do what we can with the house. Like, you know, make some of our own decisions. Like, you know, you can't like, you know, tear the house up, I guess, if landlord's in charge.
And then in the situation where you're going and, of course, spending more than you made in that monthly basis, it's the prioritization of things. I mean, you're getting, again, all the car parts, we talked about that, but then also it's like all that meat. You're like the water is like stockpiling over the course of a few months, even though you could have spread that over a few months.
Yeah.
What are you prepping for?
I mean, I'm not necessarily prepping. It's just like I'm at the store. And then, you know, so I'll buy like 4 boxes of water, or, you know, I'll buy like 4 jars of ghee or something.
Okay.
Instead of just
but
one.
In months where you cannot afford it, you had to drain an emergency fund to leave. Credit card bill comes due with interest hitting very soon.
Because it was like interest free for that month, it's more like I had like 2 months to pay it. So it like I was looking at it as like, you know, a payment for the next month.
I get it, but again, look what happens when we try to finesse everything.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it can happen.
It's not a horrible mindset if we do it right. I don't know. You seem like you're spreading things all over the place.
I mean, I'm trying to do it right.
Well, interest is about to hit like right now, and I don't see $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,250 laying around.
You know, like I do save some money in some places. Like, you know, I spend a lot of money on milk because I make my own yogurt. But like, milk's a lot.
Make your own yogurt.
Yeah, like.
Oh, she'll feel right at home.
Well, yeah. Well, the yogurt is like a lot less expensive when you make it yourself.
I guess.
Well, because like I'm making like
you want to play the real finesse game. The time you're spending making yogurt, you could probably pick up like a contracting little thing for software engineering, like on like Fiverr or something.
Oh, well, it's super fast to make yogurt.
I'm
like,
just saying.
You literally just pour milk in a jar.
I
and
don't
let it
care.
sit
It's
out.
fine.
You should make your own yogurt. Like
I'm okay. It makes me.
Not only like do I make yogurt, like I mean, I make sourdough too sometimes. You know,
Okay.
like I'm like into the fermented stuff. So I made like kimchi. You know, sourdough. Okay. Yeah. So
not against that.
And then I guess like one of the bad purchases I did. I mean, it's like, yeah. So I bought a bunch of computer parts because like it sort of started when so I broke my computer because I was making sourdough in the winter. And then the computer's warm. So then I set the sourdough on top of the computer.
Oh my
and then it like overflowed. Or actually, I guess it was yogurt that did it. So now I have like four or five computers. So
sell them.
I've been trying.
Then you're overpriced.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they're not priced.
If no one's buying them, they're overpriced. The market says they're overpriced.
Okay, well, what would you say?
What?
I mean, it's like a 4070 Super.
Dude, I don't fucking know.
Okay.
It's what people would buy it for. If people aren't buying it, it's overpriced.
I don't think it's that overpriced. I mean, it's like...
Well, no one's buying it. It's not you. The other people are saying it is. You don't get to determine.
Okay, yeah. Or maybe I'm just not selling the right place. Maybe Craigslist isn't a good place to sell it anymore.
You haven't tried Facebook Marketplace?
I don't have a Facebook account.
Make a Facebook account to sell them and then delete it. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think the Zuck will care that much. Okay, look, this is a car, right? Wait. No, what is this? What has a $3,283 balance? This is what happens when people just send screenshots instead of statements, because I don't know what the fuck we're looking at.
That is the... Oh, that's a Sapphire Chase card.
Okay, so Sapphire.
That was like a car expense. That was my car repair. That $3,000 was a car repair.
Oh, what happened?
So my clutch went out.
What's your minimum monthly on this?
Minimum monthly.
I mean, I see activity since last statement. Of course, you didn't send us the entire statement. Why would you? Korean restaurant.
The statement hadn't come out yet. I got the card.
In April, Korean restaurant, Pine Creek.
Yeah, that's my friend's
Japanese, domestic auto. There's that one.
Yeah, that was my friend's birthday. And then the car payment.
Okay. How much is this car worth?
Well, it's probably not worth as much, but it's probably still worth like 16 or 17,000.
Okay, then that's not horrible. It's a lot of money to put into it, and I get it. Well, all this other stuff is coming up. Again, what if that happens right before credit card balance is about to accrue interest? Yeah, and we already know that that's going.
And it kind of did
Also,
happen.
we ran your car based on all the details you gave us, and we're given a private sale value of $9,900.
Yeah, that would be if it was an automatic, but it's a manual transmission, so it's like more of a...
We searched your VIN, though.
Yeah, but I think like it's because the manual transmission is like super rare. So,
I don't know. We searched your VIN. It knows what car you have.
Okay.
It kind of sounds like your GPUs where you...
I mean, look, if you go look up like on Car Trader right now, Acura TL 2013 manual transmission, you won't be able to...
So it's going to be like your GPU where you put it at a price you think and then no one ever buys it?
No, I'm saying like the only ones listed are listed at 17,000. Like if you go buy an automatic, it'll be listed at 9,000. But
I don't know. We searched your VIN. I'm going to go off of the VIN.
Okay, if you say so.
Not off of what, like, looking at what a souped up car might have or something.
It's not a souped up car.
I don't know. Your VIN, though, says 9,000. Like, right? I mean,
I don't know how you're searching it. I'm just telling you, like, the manual transmission. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know how Kelly Blue Book gets their numbers. Like, there's only 5 for sale at any time in the country, really. And then they're all about 15,000.
Okay, it's not the biggest deal. I don't really care. But that's what we got.
It's
what's the minimum monthly payment on this?
I don't know.
What do you think the minimum monthly payment is?
Probably like $40. It's usually like about 1%, right?
Okay, when does the interest hit on this? I'm assuming this is your interest-free.
No, this one's not interest-free. This one I put it on there because it was like expense I had to pay, and then there was like a.
Why did you put it on one of your interest-free cards?
Okay, because there's like the first $5,000 spend, you get $1,000 back, and then there's an additional 0.25 multiplier if you buy a plane ticket. You buy my fiance an expensive plane ticket, and then so this essentially will cover the plane ticket.
And then why? But then interest hits.
Yeah, if I don't pay it, it will.
Yeah. This is a lot of cards have to pay the full balance off all at once. Right now we're adding 6 plus 3 plus 3. Well, really 6 plus 4 plus 3. You make $10,000 a month.
Yeah, and my emergency fund.
You're going to use an emergency fund. So really, you've just kicked the can down the road, and really all your savings was really going to it at the end. So really, the savings were nothing.
Well, yeah, but they were earning interest.
What? What APY?
Like 4.35.
Okay, so how much did you get? Couple $100?
Yeah, like probably like 150.
Great, and that's if you do this all right. All right, Wells Fargo. Here we have 4,000 hours of purchases. You paid off the last balance.
It's the medical expenses.
Oh. No, and two-thing foods. You got some food as well. I think it was Costco.
Yeah. Probably. Well,
There's also
might have been gas.
Alipay.
Oh, that was the fraud.
Randy's High Country Towing.
Yeah, that's car emergency.
Cater Country Meat. Yeah, we know that. Lockbox?
Oh, that was the immigration fee.
Okay, so this was not all medical.
Oh, well.
A lot of this stuff was the stuff we were choosing to do right now. And maybe we don't do the medicals all in at the same time.
I didn't really have a choice.
No, the medical you can do, not all that stuff at the same time.
Oh,
yes, you
yeah,
did.
well, the immigration
car repair,
fee.
I get it.
I got to get my TARS code, and then the other one was immigration fee.
I know, but we could have maybe delayed a month when you had the money.
But then it would delay her getting here a month.
I get it. It's just you're putting yourself in a financially scary position.
I mean, doesn't Dave Ramsey say stuff like, spend your money on like people and experiences?
He doesn't say spend $2,500 more than you make in a month.
Yeah.
He doesn't say go into credit card debt. Why the f*** are you bringing up Dave Ramsey? He would never recommend the little finessing thing you're doing. He wouldn't even let you look at a credit card.
I'm talking about the immigration.
Doesn't matter. If you're going to bring up one part, you have to believe the...
well, I don't believe in the religious part for sure. So.
Well, either way, it doesn't matter. It's like...
Okay, yeah.
You're finessing. He wouldn't recommend any of this.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, he doesn't like credit cards. I got a lot of them. It's for sure.
What if you get laid off, man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm worried about it. That's probably the biggest worry, out of all the...
Well, that's why you have a fully funded emergency fund. But again, you're saying you're using your emergency fund to take care of all this, which, by the way, is not it's not a good learning lesson, because with that, you're essentially allowing yourself to spend more money, bailing yourself out, then you have to cut back, build a fully funded emergency fund, then you're allowed to live a crazy life, then put your emergency fund towards it. You're not learning the behavior that f***ed you into a situation that you can't afford other than bailing yourself out. And then what happens when you get laid off, if you get laid off, and hopefully you don't, but the tech market's a little interesting right now.
Yeah, it is.
And the rise of AI, who even knows? What kind of software engineering do you do?
I'm not at liberty to disclose that.
It doesn't have to be the job. You can't say what kind.
I guess C++. I mean, is that what you're looking for?
Okay. So yes, AI could come for you. Essentially.
Yeah.
It's just that's a worrying position.
Yeah, it's definitely worrying. And so I guess that's sort of a question I have, an educational question I have is, so let's say you do have your emergency fund, right? And I'm not saying this applies to me, okay? I'm just saying hypothetically, okay? So let's say you have your emergency fund fully funded, right? But then an emergency happens, right? So then you use your emergency fund to pay.
For an actual emergency, sure. I don't think we agree on what an emergency is, but yes.
Okay. But then at that point, right, your emergency fund is no longer fully funded.
Yeah.
You'd agree with that.
Then, yep, you scrap down to zero and you build it all the way back up again.
Right, and that's
where
I feel like I'm
You're neither scrapping down to zero nor maintaining an emergency fund. You're draining an emergency fund and not scrapping down to zero to build it back up. So you know the answer to it, and you're not doing it. So I should scrap
down to zero, just get rid of all. Of course,
it's an emergency not to have an emergency fund.
Okay, yeah, okay, I can see that.
An emergency fund keeps you alive for 6 months if you get laid off. Gives you options to, go and find other jobs and unemployment help because you've been paying into that system as well. I'm not saying you're going to get laid off. Hopefully not. Hopefully you're very talented and, it's just the software engineer scale, you're making money. It's it's fine. So I don't know where you stand, but you're living life on the edge, man. And that makes me nervous, especially since someone else is putting their life, they're fully jumping. They're jumping into the deep end, you know?
Yeah, no, you're right about that. It's just, it was just the timing was really kind of, it's hey, let's do, the trip and then the medical thing kind of happened at the same time. And then as soon as I got back from the trip, the car thing happened.
Yeah, and that's welcome to emergencies. Maybe you should have used an emergency fund for a fucking vacation.
Well,
if we're being honest, if we're being literal. And also, at the same time, your emergency fund was to cover you. When she comes here, that's a double person, an extra mouth to feed. It's extra things. Maybe you put her, I don't know if you can get her on insurance, I don't know. But whatever ends up being done, well, yeah, I mean, you'll be married. I don't know. So, like, it won't be able to cover her emergencies, and you would be her emergency fund.
Right. Yeah.
So you're putting it at risk for her for selfish desires. So you can prep, so you can do all this stuff, so you can have that miscellaneous bull. $1,000, even in a month where you had some emergencies, which I vibe with. The car one, the medical. Can't do anything about that. Got it. Did not need to go to Cameroon that exact month, but whatever, you did. But either way, while all that stuff is happening, you still did $1,000 of miscellaneous bull. Did not need to do. Your choice. All well, what is it again? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, $13,750 of interest-free. That's about to be very interesty. Debt is about to slam. This is a fun one. I get to get you free money, and then I get to get myself free money. It's a pure win-win for both of us. What do you have to do? Sign up for a SoFi High Yield Savings account and get a welcome bonus of $300. Sign up for Acorns using my link and get $20 instead of the usual $5. Finally, sign up for Silo and earn up to $5,000 in cash back on your own stocks. These offers have been negotiated to give us both more money than using traditional sign-up methods. So use the links in the resources section of the description below and get yourself $5,320 right now. Oh, plus the Wells Fargo, because you're going to have to pay this as well, or else interest will hit. Again, you paid off, we could celebrate and be like, hey, you paid off the last month. It looks like you paid off every month. Well, it's a $100 balance. This time we're at $4,483.61. That's a chunky balance to also throw into the mix of the 6.5 and the 4 and the 3.2. So, like, good luck. The minimum payment is $45 on this. I don't know how you're making all these payments. A double. You have to make a payment that is worth double your net income on a monthly basis. I don't know. Math's not adding up for me. And the visa thing, I get it. I want you to have the person you love here. I do. Being able to take care of her is also equally as important. And you're potentially her with draining her emergency fund that is also going to need to be here. And I'm being told, you bought your ski passes on here. You got $500 snowboarding boots, new bindings for $300. You go golfing all the time and you spend $70 on that. It's just like, you got a massive suit collection that you're spending money on, graphic novels, CD collection for some reason. It's just like, it's just endless, buddy. It's just endless.
Oh, but I do hate Spotify. So that's kind of why. Yeah, I guess I just was like, okay, so I started listening to classical music, and then I guess
listen to fucking NPR then.
Well, okay, yeah, but all I'm saying is like, I didn't want to pirate it because
you've had fees this year, by the way.
It's a $5 international purchase fee. It was very accidental.
Well, everything's accidental to you when you do something wrong.
Well, I didn't know it was an international purchase.
You're gonna accidentally do things wrong endlessly.
I would have used different
cards. Go ahead, keep going. Classical music.
Yeah, so classical music. Yeah, so it's like harder to download that, I guess, like illegally, and I guess that's technically illegal. So I just bought a bunch of like $2 CDs to kind of build up a classical music collection, and then I ripped it into FLAC files and put it in my player.
You live in 2005.
Well, they didn't have FLAC players back then.
You live in 2009.
Yeah, that's more like it.
I don't know, man. You can use the Fizz card, so at least you can only spend what's in your checking account. She'll need it, so I'll also put you guys through couples therapy through Sondermind when you guys get here. 3 free sessions. She'll need it when she realizes there's no way to keep her safe. And when she's ready to jump into the job market, I'll gift her a course career certification.
Yeah, that would be actually pretty helpful.
Yeah, it'll be good. City Double Cash. Does he send a statement? No. He sends a picture.
Well, I couldn't send a statement because for the Sapphire and the City Custom Cash, I had just opened them. They were brand new cards. So no statement.
Are these screenshots of within there? So City Double Cash?
Yeah, that's the City, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's the minimum monthly payment? Don't give me your normal answer.
I'm assuming it's I think it's $40. I think it's $40. They're always like $40 for some reason.
Yeah, they want to squeeze as much interest out of you as they can. $788.20. Yeah, this is where we had the Symphony. We went to the center, UCCS presents box. It's $182.
Yeah, I know what it is. It's like tickets to the theater.
Oh. Okay, and then the Symphony was $396. That's the season?
Yeah, it's the season.
Okay, I like classical music too. I get it. You're in a situation. You're living a $150,000 a month net lifestyle and $110,000 net a month. You're really overspending. Access, ticket resale, chamber orchestra.
Yeah, and those are all for like
This is Destroy Our Lives for the Arts card, I guess. When does the interest start on this card? It's a new card, so it's probably...
it's a 15-month away.
Yeah, so 15 from now?
Yeah, from now. But yeah, you know what kind of upset me about that one? It's like I put all those on there because they're supposed to be like 5% cash back on,
sure,
live orchestra performance. It literally says orchestra.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and as you see, those say orchestra, but they don't show up as orchestra. So I was kind of just like super disappointed. They counted as charitable donations.
You just got two?
I just got one.
Counted as charitable donations?
Counted as charitable donation instead of a...
Claim that.
Well, I'd have to itemize my deductions.
I know.
So it wouldn't...
It gets brutal. Probably wouldn't make sense. Okay, Capital One Quicksilver. You have so many cards, man. What kind of finessing are you trying to do?
Well, I was just trying to have get the 5% back on.
You try to get every cash back thing you can, every intro, whatever.
Yeah, the bank's
$841.04. Minimum monthly payment $25.
It's getting hot.
This takes 5 years to pay off. Minimum monthly payment only $853. Again, you paid off the previous. What was the previous $0? So not really. But there's a hotel. Wait.
Yeah, this is a fuck on my travel.
Oh, so another accident.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't wait until you guys start having intercourse. Accidents work real well for you. Then you got to have an emergency fund for those.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean...
Keep going. What's your little accident? We got Air France, we got Relay, we got Air France.
I guess
and
you
then
can
Geography.
Guess. I guess you can guess.
Geography. No, I don't know. The wrong ticket? You fucking bought to Zimbabwe?
No, I mean, I missed the flight. And then, I had to rebook it.
And now you're going to miss your payments before your interest hits. You're predictable.
That's the card I should have used on that international purchase because it has no international fee. So that's why I used it for this ones because they were in France. So I had to get a hotel and I had to redo the ticket. See, the real issue with that one is like the ticket. That's like one thing, but man, they overweighed my bag. So like my carry-on bag, like I was already through security and everything, and then they made me go back through and pay like $300 for it.
That sucks. I mean,
yeah, I should just thrown the books away.
It's life things. It's the things you expect and nothing to happen, and then life things happens, and then you're like, oh, I have to pay this extra shit. It always happens, and it's gonna happen, and then you delay all these things that you're gonna have to pay $20,000 right now. It's like, look what happens, man. Okay, it's 0% until.
It's not.
I don't see a date. Oh, it's not 0%.
No.
So, okay, big balance coming. $841.04 on that. Add that onto the tally. Okay.
Keep going. Let's keep going.
It just keeps going, man. U.S. Bank, what?
That was the one where they give you like the global entry free. So that's why I got that card. Because I was doing a global entry. It's coming in from Canada.
Monthly payment $40. You owe $235. I mean, it only has a limit of 500, so it's not like you can spend much on here anyway. I mean, you spent $593, but you put a little bit more towards it than the minimum.
Yeah, you had to spend $500 to get the
So the credit line.
to get the whatever $200 reward or whatever.
Arts Complex, Uber Trip. A little bit of dental. Got some booking, hotel, Uber. Lots of Uber. UPS, Walgreens, radiology. Yeah, makes sense. ER, yeah. Sitting at 21.24% interest rate on this one.
Yeah, that's pretty low actually
It's not low
for a credit card.
compared to like 30% credit cards, but it's not low.
Shocked. I'm shocked it's only 21. To be honest with you.
Okay, are we celebrating?
No, I'm just saying. I'm surprised. I feel like they're mostly like 28, 29, 30.
Okay.
I mean,
U.S. Bank. This one we're not going to put in the deck because it's only $40 and there's a $40 minimum payment. But you did purchase 2 of 4. What could that money have gone to instead?
well, that's my utilities card, so that goes to electricity and internet.
Yeah, Comcast. And utilities. Is that all your debt? You're not on your car?
No, I haven't.
That's good. Is that all your debt?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So all the credit cards that are about to come due is $20,217.92, or else interest will start accruing, and all the finessing we've done will go to f*** you.
It's only 2 months worth of pay.
Do you not have rent? Do you not have utilities? Do you not have food? We know you have food. Do you not have extra costs?
The food's on there. I mean, the food's on there.
You have future food to get, probably. I bet you're going to keep eating.
But I bought it in advance.
How many months?
I mean, at least one.
Then you're probably going to go buy 5 for next month.
Yeah.
That's funny. Interest is about to start accruing, yeah.
I mean, at a certain point you eat all the food, but I do have food.
And you will have to spend money you do not have, because 2 months gross is what is needed to pay off this debt and a little more. What is it? Staple, scooper, or supers.
I mean, I want to tell you the reason, but you're gonna probably
what?
Okay, so they had a promotion.
Oh, supers.
Look.
Walmart, supers. You have fucking credit cards that are about to fucking accrue interest.
Look.
Supers. What?
Okay, so that was so they had this promotion.
You do every promotion you can find.
Okay, so they had this. Well, no, it's just with the bank. If you make if you make a purchase on your credit card, they'll not on your credit card, but on your debit card, they'll round up the difference. So I was essentially buying 1 can of cat food at a time to get the most roundup, and then actually on that Staples purchase.
Oh, you sound like a couponer.
On that, yeah, it took way too much time, and then they got mad and told me they would. It was suspicious activity. But so on the Staples one, I actually made money on that purchase because it was
how much? $2?
Like 40 cents, but no, it was a 30-cent purchase, but they gave me 70 cents.
Oh, on that purchase.
Yeah,
what did you make across this whole thing?
Oh, I mean, I don't know, probably $25 or something. Yeah. But yeah, it's funny. It was kind of an infinite money glitch. If you spend 30 cents and they give you 70, that's probably why they said it was suspicious activity.
Yeah.
But hey, a real infinite money glitch there.
Okay. $5 in this account. Capital One. It's curious.
Yeah, they have
505 went in, 500 went out.
Yeah, well, so they had a promotion.
Oh my gosh, dude!
They give you $300 if you do 2 direct deposits in there. So
you make 110. I'm not saying don't be frugal and do all these things. Your time could be better spent doing something else, especially in the world of what you do for a living. You could totally pick up some random little side projects.
Yeah.
And make more than you are the little bit of money you're spending on all this finessing.
Well, I mean,
I get it's fun. I mean,
I am working that second job at night. So,
What?
Yeah, that's why my income's so high.
Oh, so that's 2.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, Damn, I thought that was one. So you definitely are on the chopping blocks for layoffs then, with what you're probably making in your software engineering job. I mean, we're about to hire some engineers for our apps. Shoot me an email if you want to, but I mean, we're paying just the basic people what you make for both years combined. Oh, 52 cents in this one. 4,774 came in. $80 debit card withdrawal, and then $4,705 went out. What are we doing? This is going all over the place. The different Schwab checkings and stuff.
Yeah, it's because I was going to that trip to Cameroon. So these accounts all had like international fees. So I got it in a Schwab account that didn't have international fees.
Okay. That actually makes sense. That's a good finesse. That probably was worth the time. Investing $127.
That's the Schwab account.
Okay. Okay, so here's the title. So $13,000 is your 6-month emergency fund? I doubt it. It's not enough to live off of 6 months for you. Well, what's your rent?
Rent and
what's your rent?
Rent and utilities $2,100.
Okay, this is not enough for us. This is not a 6-month emergency fund.
Right, I know, and it's going to be all gone to pay all these things.
Which is, and those are not emergencies. What you have done is a disaster, and it's not. You're not doing this right, okay? The finessing works if you pay it off and you can make the difference and all that stuff. You're having to use your emergency fund to take care of it. That does not count. That is not finessing. That is you putting yourself in a dangerous position. That is not good finances. Simply put, I need to be clear because you feel like you're doing this right. You're not. You're destroying it. Now, I know this wasn't like fucking crazy finances type of episode, but you're still fucking yourself. And there's going to be people out there that are related to this because they're thinking they're finessing. You're draining your emergency fund.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I am draining my emergency fund. But that's because I had some emergencies.
No, you're draining the emergency fund to pay off your credit card, which at least $1,000 just this last month alone went to miscellaneous. Someone going out to eat. It wasn't crazy amount. It is not just the emergencies. You did not need to pre-buy all the water and all this bullshit. You did not need all the computers back then. You could sell at a reasonable price now to try to pay for things. You did not need to pre-order all those filters and whatever. You did not need to go to Cameroon right then at that moment.
Well,
I know what you want to do. It's not about want. I'm talking about need. Emergencies are needs.
I mean, I could have waited indefinitely, and then she could never get allowed to come over here.
I didn't say wait indefinitely. I did not say wait indefinitely.
But
maybe not the same month that all these bills are due and emergencies are hitting.
I didn't know. Okay, but like I planned the trip before any of those emergencies happened, so I didn't know it was going to be the same month. So that's like kind of how I got like in that situation. It's like, I planned the trip, set it up. And like right at the same time, the medical thing happened, and then as soon as I got back from the trip, the car thing happened. So it was just like
I know
rough time, right? But I'm saying I didn't plan it.
You also spent $1,000 on miscellaneous bullshit. Some money going out to eat, some other things as well. It's like you still spent money.
What's that orange section?
The going out to eat, which it's a little higher because of the beef was put in there, but it was still a couple $100 going out to eat.
Oh, that big orange on the side?
No. Large purchases, large purchases that are a little harder to categorize.
Okay.
That is ATM withdrawal, airlines ticket, tax payment.
Oh, yeah, I had to pay taxes. Okay. But I paid them. I mean.
Yeah, but again, you're doing this all at the same time. You're not willing to space. You can't space the emergency fund or taxes. You can space the miscellaneous bullshit, which just as much as the taxes. PayPal out $2,511, hotel booking, K1 visa application fee, and international travel out. So it's a big chunk, $5,827 for all that.
Well, the good news.
A little bit on the subscription side. Medical health care, that was a big chunk, obviously. Unknown shopping, very small. It's typically Amazon, Walmart. You don't really have that kind of stuff. Necessary food, we got that. Transportation, and then housing.
Well, the good news is like a lot of those purchases aren't going to be recurring.
Yeah, but now you have $20,000 right now, and you only have $12,000 for your emergency fund, so you still need to basically put all of your net income towards it to pay it off for a month.
Yeah.
Buddy, this does not go the way you thought this was going to go. You tried to finesse, push yourself way too close to the edge.
It's a lot of 20 cent.
Yes.
Yeah.
1,300 in retirement. Well, you're definitely not going to be a 4 out of 10 if this is your entire retirement. I thought that would be the one thing that would carry
There's
you.
an IRA too. It's
Okay, 6,000 hours, you're still dramatically behind for your age.
Yeah, well, I know.
Dramatically behind for your age. And you have to catch up to an emergency fund again. So, I don't know. Let's get your budget. $10,000 is the income. Woo woo.
I mean, some time has passed, so like I have gotten paid a few times.
Huh?
I've gotten paid,
What?
I've gotten paid $10,000 since, maybe more.
What are you saying?
Well, yeah, I'm saying I've been accruing income this whole time.
Yes, I assume you were making money.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Well, I didn't say you weren't making money a month ago.
Well, I know, but I'm saying a month has like happened, so like I've made a month worth of income.
And you had a month worth of expenses.
Yeah. But I pre-bought a lot of these. Okay, yeah.
You pre-bought, but you're a pre-buyer, which means you're still going to pre-buy. And then again, emergencies happen. You don't have that. Debt payments, if we just did our minimums, $259. What's your rent and utilities all combined?
21.
Does that include the internet?
Yes.
Phone bill?
No, none.
Okay, I'll do helium if you need it. Okay, gas, vroom, drive.
Like 150.
Car insurance?
Like 75.
Okay, you can do, I'll give you $400 for groceries. It's higher than normal, but still, just meal prep. Try to live on the cheap until you get an emergency fund, because it is an emergency not to have a fully funded emergency fund. Look at what's happened to your life. $100 for TP fund, anything else you need to survive, toothpaste, all that good stuff. Medical health care. Co-pays, monthly basis, medications.
I mean, outside of this one like emergency thing, I haven't really had any medical bills.
Out of pocket? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, dental.
What about your cat? Age, health?
It's like 17 years old.
Okay, no pet insurance. Cat food, how much?
$70. Maybe. Something like that.
Gym?
No. I do cartwheels in the park.
Of course you do. Anything else that needs to be in your budget that I have not taken into account?
No, not really. It's just, yeah, I mean, the food budget's a little light, I guess, but I know.
All right. Well, I mean, this is fucking simple as it gets. What are we doing? It costs you $3,054 to survive on a monthly basis. $10,000 is needed.
Yeah.
Pay off the debt in a couple months. Take 6 months, build an emergency fund. I don't know. This is pretty chill, pretty easy. You just have to just live on your needs and not go crazy.
Right. Well, okay, but even with that, right? Like, how long? Like, that's going to take that's going to still take a long time to get like a down payment for a house, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you don't even think about that until you have a fully funded emergency fund. So I don't care about that for right now. And also, you're only willing to buy a house once the market collapses and the bubble breaks. So spending a budget, you overspent 0 out of 10. I know they had to do with emergencies, but you still spent money that you didn't necessarily have to on some things as well, especially for that time. Debt, not great debt that's about to accrue, but it's not the worst debt by any means, especially for your income situation. I'll give you a 2 out of 10 there. Emergency fund, I know that'll go to that, but I would add to the debt score and take away from the emergency fund if I was calculating that part into it. So right now, I'll give you a 6 out of 10 for emergency fund retirement. Definitely behind for your age, pretty intensely 4 out of 10. Maybe even a 3, but I'll do 4. I'll be generous. 0 out of 10. Hammer financial score, 2.5 out of 10. Guys, make sure to join us for the post show. We're going to hang out there and make sure you join Hammer Elite. That's the best version of our YouTube membership because it's the best YouTube membership on the platform. The platform has even said so themselves. And if you don't want to be like this and you actually want to pay your bills on time and interest not accruing, download the budgeting app, sign up for the annual version. I'll sign the cookbook and I'll send it directly to you. Join us for the post show. Hello, my Cameroonian princess. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
His opening message was like, hello, would you like to come to the United States? I'm lonely.
Yeah.
How do we know you guys love each other if that was the message you responded to?
We couldn't really say we love each other.
8,000 hours of debt and he'll have no savings. How does that make you feel?
Some of it went to you.
Elusive members content, click the link in the description or pinned comment below and watch thousands of hours of extra and uncensored content.